We're so pleased to be able to host the Alabama State Games. It's truly been a team effort in making this happen. I'd like to thank Ron Creel for choosing Huntsville. You're going to be glad you did. We're going to make everything work out just great. I'd also like to thank Senator Orr for initiating this conference and coming to Huntsville. He was really the one that came and called on our mayor and county commission chair, and then they all said, let's make this happen. And then we pulled together the team of the City Parks and Recreation and the Huntsville Sports Commission, along with the CVB, to make it happen. We need to make sure that these fellows were pleased with our efforts. We know the sports delegates are truly going to enjoy Huntsville, not only because of the sporting facilities, but also because of the many attractions we have to offer, and their families are truly going to enjoy being here in the Rocket City. And we're ready for the Rocket City to welcome these special guests, and we look forward to hosting the Alabama Sports Foundation Games here in Huntsville in 18 and 19. And it's my pleasure now to introduce Ron Creel, who is the President and CEO of the Alabama Sports Foundation.
We've been in Huntsville before, not as much as we should have been, and I think Senator Orr is going to see that we're here quite a bit. Anyway, I got that word from somebody else, Senator, but we appreciate it. I hope he shares his story, how all this got started. But we're here in 1991 for the first time. Of course, we started our first games in '83. And Mayor Joe Davis was the mayor of Huntsville, and unfortunately there was an upset in the election. We had made all the arrangements, it was an oral agreement, we shook hands, and I woke up one morning, we had a new mayor up in Huntsville, Mayor Steve Hettinger. So right after I took office, I made arrangements to have lunch with the new mayor, and I want to say for him that he honored every commitment that Mayor Davis made. And I'll never forget that, because everything that was agreed on, and it was all orally, he kept saying, we'll do it, we'll do it. We're glad to have you up here. And we was also up here in 2003 and 2004. And of course, the mayor then was Mayor Spencer, Loretta Spencer. And she's great, was great to work with. And I know working with your mayor up here, he's got an outstanding reputation all over the state for being a man of action, and I know he's well thought up here in Huntsville, so we're looking forward to it. And that's Mayor Battle and County Commission Chairman Dale Strong, because we work very closely with the mayor of the major city and the County Commission Chairman. We work very closely with them, and also the local Convention and Visitors Bureau. Those are the partners we have. And I want to thank Ralph Stone. We've worked with Ralph before, head of the Sports Commission here, and also Steve Ivey. We're looking forward to working with them. And right after the games are over with, in the Wiregrass, our staff will be up here and we'll form a local organizing committee and start identifying venues and getting the ball rolling for the most successful games in the history of our 35-year history in 2018. Also want to thank the representatives that are here, Representative Hall, Representative Standiford, Representative Daniels, of course, Senator Orr, and Mr. Speaker McCutcheon. We really appreciate you being here. They were at a breakfast when we announced to the Huntsville-Madison County Legislative Delegation about us coming up here. I just want to share a few other things. I've got an economic impact study that was done by the Dothan Conventions and Visitors Bureau. And that's what it's about. Our job is to rent motel rooms and sell meals and sell gas and get people in department stores. That's what we've got to be famous for. And if we're famous for that, Judy might ask us back. And if we're not famous for that, we won't get an invitation. So we know what we're supposed to do, and our staff is geared up, and we're going to have a record turnout. That's our commitment in 2018. But in the year 2016, we ended up being the largest event that was being held in 2016 in Dothan, Houston County, and the Wiregrass. Our event was #1, and this is their figures, and I was glad to get them, I can tell you that. but the direct economic impact was over $800,000, and the indirect was $2 million. So our goal is to get the direct next year over $1 million, and maybe the indirect $2.5 million. So those, we know how important these figures are, and we want to make Judy and the mayor and the chairman of the county commission proud. Now I've got one other thing that I want to do. If I can get Jason, where's Jason? If you'll bring up the 2 torches. Now, we did this 2 years ago in the Wiregrass when the mayor of Dothan and Ozark and the county commission chairman of Houston and Dale. The history of these torches is this is the torch that was used, excuse me just a minute. Okay, and this is one of the torches that was used in lighting the flame, the torch, in Los Angeles. This is one of the Olympic torches. I'm a former member of the United States Olympic Committee Board of Directors, so that helped me get these torches, because I'm retired off there now, but I'm going to work because I think it's going to go back to Los Angeles in the early 20s. And this is the 1996 Atlanta torch, and this was used that night that Cassius Clay, the world heavyweight champion, it wasn't the torch he used, but they used several torches in that ceremony. And both these torches participated in that ceremony. But I'd like to ask Mayor Battle and County Commission Strong and Miss Judy if they'll come up here for a minute. And sir, I'd like for you to hold one torch here. And if you'll get on the other side of me. Come on, Senator Orr, get over here. Now, we're going to have a little practice session. Step up a little bit closer to the mic for me. Now you got, okay. You all hold them up now. Hold the torches up like you're lighting the flame. We won't light them. Now, we had this practice session. We're going to have a practice session because these 2 officials, the head of the county and the city, in 2018 will be part of declaring the games open. And that's our program was started by the United States Olympic Committee, and we follow their model to a T. So we have to have the games officially open. So I'm going to ask both y'all to get together, hold your torches up, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And you got to say, let the games begin, but you got to bellow it out because we're going to be at the Civic Center, and there'll be 10,000 people there. They'll be sitting on the floor. We'll have it packed.
We have microphones.
We're
good.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Let the games begin.
Let's do that again. You got to go louder. See, I won't have to do this come June of next year. See.
Here we go. All right, Dale. Here we go.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Let the games begin.
There you go. Let's get my hand.
That 91 time when the legislature came through and the state legislature became mayor and he came through and lived up to all the agreements. State legislature always does that for us, and we appreciate all your help each and every time. This is really a team effort when you put it all together. Arthur brought Ron to us, and we talked about the process. The legislature was in wholeheartedly. The city came together with the county, and we put the CVB together with the Sports Commission, and it's been a great, with Parks and Recreation with the city of Huntsville, and all of us pulling together to make a great event. We look forward to this event so much. Ron, thank you for coming to our town, and we look forward especially to the $3 million impact that is coming to the community. You noticed I upped your number a little bit. As that $3 million impact comes to the community, we will name that the Sports Foundation Stimulus Package. Thank you so much.
I think when the time comes in 2018, the Sports Commission and the Parks and Rec are going to be the workhorses here on the making the games happen along with the Alabama Sports Festival. We think this is a perfect fit for our community. Bringing 5,000 or 6,000 athletes here for the 3 days of the festival is going to be great business for Huntsville. The venues that we have here are excellent, second to none, as most of you know, in the state. And so we can't wait to showcase what Huntsville has from a sports community standpoint, and we think this will be a wonderful experience for the kids and the adults that come and participate in the Alabama Sports Festival.
As Ralph said, we're looking forward to showing off our facility and showing off our city. This is the third time we've held the state games, so we feel like we can handle it and put on a show the best of anybody that's ever had it before.
This would not have happened had it not been for Dale Strong and the county commission that he represents, and for Mayor Battle and the city council members that they represent, because it's a team effort, and Judy and her team in bringing them here. Just want to share quickly with you a story about this. The legislature supports the Alabama State Games, and it came out of the U.S. Olympic Committee in the early 80s. And one of the reasons we think Huntsville is going to be the best ever is Tennessee does not have a state games. And I know Judy's planning on marketing, along with the state games representatives, marketing into Nashville, marketing into Chattanooga, and pulling people out of Tennessee to come to participate in our state games here in North Alabama. But the legislature supports it, and I see it every year on the budget line. And when I became budget chair, became much more interested several years ago. And incidentally, about 2013, my brother called me, and he was in Birmingham. It was a Saturday morning. He said, "Have you ever heard of the state games?" And I said, "Yes," and I'm going to get to the bottom of it and find out about it, because we're supporting it every year in the budget. And he said, "This is huge." And I said, "What do you mean?" And I was expecting some things that we sometimes support in the state legislature of dubious nature. And he said, there are thousands and thousands of people here. The Von Braun Civic Center is packed. There are many, many thousand athletes, I think 4,000 to 5,000. We'll top that here. Then throw on the mamas and the daddies and the grandparents and others that are attending. This is going to be a large driver for Huntsville, Madison County, and all of North Alabama. So from that point on, I sought to work with the legislature, my colleagues here, and how can we get them to North Alabama? And certainly wore out Mr. Creel in trying to get them here. And we're just pleased that we've got a place in Madison County and Huntsville to host the games, and appreciate again so much Chairman Strong, Mayor Battle, and Judy and her team here at the tourism office and all that they've done, but also our legislators who started it all many, many years ago. Thank you so much, and I guess we're adjourned.